All right. So the thing says we are live. So good evening, everybody out there watching. Welcome to another episode of This Week Unloaded. Yeah, we're a couple of days late. Had some internet issues on Sunday. Wasn't able to go live. Couldn't do much of anything with the internet. It just wasn't working. So here we are on a Tuesday night instead of a Sunday night. And earlier today, we had electricians in doing work, and they were here for most of the day. So most of the day we didn't have power. So I wasn't able to put together the show I wanted to have tonight. So as soon as my panelists roll in, if they do, we will have a bracket tonight. Something different, less serious than what we normally do. And we'll see who wins on that. But I'm not going to tell you what it's about yet. You have to stick around to find that out. Yeah, Rob. New York Outcasts out there on the YouTube side. Says there's 2 people on YouTube, but I only see one out there in the chat saying anything. So nobody on X as yet, if the counter actually is working. It seemed to be working last weekend. And the mysterious one person on Rumble, who I still think might just be me. I don't know. I do get replays over on Rumble where people watch the show. So let's see what's been going on. Well, story concerning New York City, and Rob's out there in the chat. There's a continued movement in the House now to take away the citizenship from the guy who's running for mayor in New York City due to his lying on his immigration forms. See, when you fill out an immigration form, you have to disclose if you've ever or still do support any criminal groups or communist type groups and stuff like that. And he clearly does. He's gets support and has been supported by both communist and jihadis. So both of those are a no-no if you don't disclose that kind of thing on your immigration forms. So if they renounce and strip him of his citizenship, he can then be deported back to where he came from. So we're waiting to see how that goes. Yeah, Rob says good. Yeah. Those weren't the away jerseys, Moo. Those were the throwback home jersey, and they looked like something that you would buy in a kid's costume shop. They were bad. He's out there talking about the Steelers away jerseys. Yeah, those were not their standard jersey. They have used that helmet in the past, the yellow helmet with instead of the black. I don't mind the yellow helmet. The yellow helmet is okay, but that jersey, That's a throwback to the original jersey they wore, but it was crap. Yeah, he's a failed rapper, Rob. Rob's out there saying he heard he was a rapper and named all has all kinds of connections. Yeah, yeah. Falcon Rumble's out there on the YouTube side as well now. So evening to you. And of course, Two Live Moo. I just said Moo, but it's Two Live Moo. Moo, we are going to be doing a bracket. So if you want to jump in, you have a link. I don't know if I sent Rob a link or not, but I don't know if Rob wants to download an app to be able to join anyway. So. No, that was a home game. So yeah. And from what I've seen of the game from Sunday night, they forgot how to play defense in the fourth quarter. Huh? No, you're supposed to be where you're at, Falcon. You're good. Let's see what else. Trying to kill time and give panelists time to get in here. Because, like I said, what I had planned for tonight, I wasn't able to get put together because of not having electricity for most of the day. Kind of put a damper on things. Yes. I was going to do the research of stuff I needed to do for the show earlier today and wasn't able to do so. And California keeps getting caught with drivers that they've given illegal CDLs to, doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing. And you know, the bunch of people on the left throwing a fit because they stripped one guy of his license right then and there when they caught him at a way station because they gave him a children's book to read and he wasn't able to read it. Like, nope, yoink, you can't have that license no more. So, shits and giggles. I'm going to throw, since this is a shits and giggles show tonight, I'm going to throw a poll out there on the YouTube side. Should they ink illegal CDLs at way stations? Just a simple yes or no question. Should they yank the illegal CDLs from at way stations? Simple yes, no question. Mystic Guns is out there. Evening, Stacy. Yeah, they gave a guy a book that's like super easy to read, and he couldn't read it, so they took his CDL from him right then and there. Yeah, there's a couple of states that have gotten busted doing it. New York has. New York State's one of them. We've talked about this a couple weeks ago, I think now, but there was a guy that was caught in Oklahoma for speeding with a CDL out of New York, and the name on the license was no name given. They didn't even put the guy didn't even have a name on his driver's license. Yeah, Rob's saying he wonders if people are really going to freak out on the first. Will it actually kick off sometime? Got a bunch of on that front idiots going around on TikTok and on X saying that they're going to go and rob a bunch of stores and they're going to break into people's houses and steal their food. They may want to rethink that. That's not going to end well. Well, hopefully everything goes well for you tomorrow, Stacy, at your doctor's. Been thinking about you and praying for you. So hopefully, like I said, everything goes well. And fuck cancer. Trying to remember. There was one other state I think that was caught doing it too. Connecticut or somebody. Anyway, it's getting crazy out there. So keep your heads on a swivel with more than anything. They these guys can't even properly read a freaking traffic sign. You know, that was another one that they caught was another California one. One was caught in Florida, I think, and another one was I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what state it was. They caught this other guy in, but they gave him a road sign test, and he didn't know what the road signs meant. You would think at a bare minimum you would want people to know what the hell the road signs are before you give them a goddamn CDL. You would think that would be a prerequisite to driving any vehicle, let alone a goddamn semi. I wonder why people are getting killed by these illegal drivers that have these illegal CDLs. And yes, even if the state's issuing them, it's still an illegal license because it's against federal law for these people to be getting issued them. Denny's plant-based journey is out there. Evening, Denny. Moose says he would join, but he just got off work and he's dog tired. Yeah. Anyway, if you just joined, be sure you vote in the poll. Should they yank illegal CDLs when they catch them at weigh stations? Yes or no? So far, it's going pretty much how I expected, 100% for yes. Usually you get one joker who will vote no, but yeah. 12-hour day, Moose says. It's their busy day of the year where he works. Yeah, I know how that goes. When I worked at Greyhound, this time of year was a madhouse, especially the closer it got to the Thanksgiving holiday. Yeah, after Halloween and then Thanksgiving, then from Thanksgiving to Christmas, it was a freaking chaos. Especially Christmas Eve and like the night before Thanksgiving. God. And of course, supermarkets the same way. Back when I worked there, it was back when food stamps were still paper, and you'd have people come in like crazy at the beginning of the month. You'd have just be a madhouse in the store. Rob's asking, so why don't you use StreamYard anymore? Is it 20 hours a month thing or a number of guests? It's a multitude of reasons. One, I was using the paid one and they doubled the price. Two, this one's free, just like the StreamYard tool's free, but I got more options on what I can do on here. The one main issue I have with Rumble Studio is that the guests don't show up on the screen unless they actually turn their camera on. If you don't have your camera on, you don't show up on the screen. But I got more more options with backgrounds and things like that I can do. Yeah, you can still use the free version, but the free version of Rumble Studio, which is just their studio period, you get more options than you do with StreamYard's free version. And I can get up to 9 guests in here besides myself, if enough people were to decide to use their links. So like I said, there's a couple different reasons why. And I've gotten used to using this. So. Like I can, if I wanted to, I can add the chat up there on the screen. I could put, where are they at? Multiple different logos on the screen. I can move the logos around wherever I want them. There's just different things I can do. I can put more than one banner if I wanted to. Like that. I can move the banner around. I can have it at the top, bottom, or middle of the screen, as you can clearly see because the one's in the middle of the screen there. So yeah, there's a few different reasons why I've been using this one lately. Well, for a while now, actually. I can do an overlay which covers everything. Too bad Misty's not out there. Oh, Mrs. Wayne. Oh, Stephen Sheets is out there. Evening, Stephen. Try to join and it won't let, he says, barbecue. Says he's not authorized to allow permission to his mic and camera. Start using a stream. That sounds like a browser issue. You might have to reboot your computer if you're trying to jump in on your computer. There's Ron Wayne out there. Evening, sir. Oh, another thing, yeah, that 20-hour limit. It's not so much an issue now, but when I was doing 2 shows, it was. But I don't have on this Rumble Studio. You don't have a limit on the number of hours you can have either. So there's that too. Not like right now. That's not an issue because I don't do 2 streams a week like I used to. Rob says he never had that problem on the duck. I don't know. I've seen people have similar issues on StreamYard. I had that issue on StreamYard before. That's That's why I said he might have to reboot his computer. That's what I had to do when I had that pop up on StreamYard. I had to the one time I had to reboot my computer to fix it. It's a caching issue or something along those lines. You may also have to give permission in the browser. Yeah, usually in the address bar on the left hand side, there will be a little icon there that you got to click, and you might have to give permission for your camera and microphone because sometimes browsers can be stupid that way. Even though he was just on a show last night and it worked fine, the next day, if he turned the computer off or who knows, just random silliness that can happen with computers, it can turn those selections off and then it won't work. I've had days where I go to do something, watch a video or something on YouTube and have no sound, go and put on my media player, which I've used the new version of Winamp that since somebody brought that back and music was playing fine in it. Go back over to the browser and no audio on the browser. Go up there, click that little icon, and shit was turned off for some reason. Browsers can be really stupid at times. Gary knows, he worked in IT. Browsers can be finicky at times. Yeah, speaking of which, Mr. Gizzard Gary's out there in the YouTube chat. So, let's see. It says we got a couple people watching over on X now. So, woohoo. Evening to those of you watching on X. Cats are getting persnickety. Well, technically, they're not even inanimate objects. They're just pixels on a screen running off of a primitive form of AI, if you want to be technical. Yeah, because a browser is not actually there. It's just light. Right? It's electrical pulses that form a picture of light on your screen. And yeah, it's more technical than that, but yeah. YouTube's going to YouTube. Nothing you can do about it. Yes, it's a type of code, but the code shows up through electrical pulses through the wires in from your computer to the screen, which then produce the light on your screen, which show you the browser. Like I said, we can go down a whole big technical thing with what it actually is, but I'm trying to keep it simple. We're not a tech channel. Yeah, they were getting feisty upstairs. No, you can have a browser. It just works a little different for because of the accessibility and everything in it. The representation people see on the screen is what I'm talking about. Tried restarting, still not working, and he's using Chrome. Okay, next thing. I don't know if you can see it, but on the address bar, there's a little icon of like a microphone. If you click on that, check and make sure your camera and microphone settings are turned on. Basically, it's a little blue circle up there in the address bar that has the microphone icon on it. I don't know how big it shows up on your screen. Or if you can make that out or not. Rob says, we know AI is out to get us already. We had a story about that last night. For those of you that did watch Gary's show and were wondering what my thoughts on that would be, I would have basically been in the same position Barbecue had, which is why I really didn't say anything and let him just handle the situation. Let's see, who else is. Mr. Gizzard Gary has joined the panel. If you're talking, your mic might be muted because can't hear you. I saw you unmuted here in the program, but no sound.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Okay, hear you now.
What kind of rinky dink outfit is this?
Barbecue's having issues. He keeps telling them that they can't detect his microphone or camera.
You should do StreamYard.
Yeah, but I'd have to restart the whole thing again.
Oh,
And
and
plus, I'd only
both
be able
you,
to. I'd
and lose
lose.
both your viewers.
Yeah, I'd lose Rumble and X if I did that. That's another thing, Rob. With I think Rob was asking me why I've been using the Rumble Studio. With the Rumble Studio, I can multi-stream to multiple different sources. I could right now I only got it going to 3. I could have it going to more if I wanted to. Whereas with the free version of StreamYard, I can only do YouTube.
At least I can say I have that one friend that uses Rumble Studio.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like I've got Foss. So I've got one friend that uses EV Mux. I tried. I tried one of these off-brand things. I ended up having to go back to StreamYard because it just didn't work worth a darn. In
Mm.
theory, it was great. In practice, just didn't cut it.
You don't have the blue microphone up in your address bar?
Who, me?
No, barbecue.
I don't even see barbecue.
He's out there in the YouTube chat.
Well, I thought we were in Rumble Studio.
Uh-huh.
Up your mind.
Yeah, broadcasting to YouTube. He says no blue microphone because it automatically goes to the app.
Oh, he's on the phone.
Yeah, if he's on the phone, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to help you there because I don't use the phone for it. The last time somebody was having that issue, I wasn't able to join on my phone either. Can't remember who that was. Who the heck was it that night?
I think you do this on purpose just so barbecue can't get in here.
No, I want more. I want as many of the people I sent the links out to be in here because we got a bracket to do tonight.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
you didn't tell me what time you were going live. Most people wait till 9 o'clock.
I did tell you last night that we were going live at 9 o'clock during my outro.
9 o'clock my time, not 9 o'clock your time.
Well, you got to know these things. You've been doing this for
Bar-
how long now? Come on.
barbecue waits till 9 o'clock my time to go live. You're cutting into my nap time, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of stuff done today. I did laundry today.
I couldn't really do much of anything. Which,
Found a knife that I thought was lost.
well,
Yeah, I found it in my winter jacket in the inside pocket. Don't ask me why, but it's like
what
that's where that knife is.
you didn't have a snob moment then where you just found a random gun on your desk after months and months.
No, but I was really glad to find it.
Or like Clover where you find one outside after the snow melts.
A gun, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad when you leave a Glock 42 on your table out on your patio, and find
Mm-hmm.
it in the snow. Yeah. Most of us don't just take our guns out and lay them out in the
No.
outside, but
I guess they do things different in Texas.
it's like having a brand new knife. Yay.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of new knives, I got the stuff I won on Ron Wayne show last week in the mail today.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Did you do video on it yet?
It was kind of hard to do when we didn't have any power most of the day, Gary.
You don't have a phone with a battery and stuff?
My phone was almost dead. Didn't have any way to charge it, and I forgot how much power the one game I play on my phone uses.
So you got a power outage and you're sitting there running the battery down on your phone all day. What if you had an emergency?
Eh. The kids were home. I could have used their phones if it came down to it. But no, I completely forgot how much power that damn game draws. So it
Sound like
draws a
my
lot.
daughter now.
Yeah. Well,
Watching
usually I
TikToks
play.
all day and then wonders why her phone's always dead.
Well, usually when I'm playing that game, I have my phone plugged in, so I'm just drawing power from the wall when playing the game. And I forgot, but like I said, because I do that, usually have it plugged in when I'm playing the game. I forgot how much power it draws.
You don't have backup batteries sitting around that you can plug your phone into?
Nope. I had one. Don't ask.
So let's take it out to the vehicle and charge it.
Not when the vehicle's not here.
So they left you at home all by yourself?
Well, she has to go to work.
Surely one of your kids has a backup battery.
Nope. Well, the youngest does, but she doesn't live here. And she would have been at work. And Falcon Rumble
Shoot,
says,
with the power out and everything, you should just took you a nap.
I couldn't because the electricians were here.
Were they waking you up?
They were making all kinds of noise downstairs.
All I hear are excuses, Rich.
It's kind of hard to sleep when all you hear is drill, 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 drill. Because they had to put new mounting points and stuff in for the new equipment.
They weren't Muslims, were they?
No.
Okay.
They weren't illegal aliens either.
Oh, yeah? Did you check their cards?
Yeah, they had pretty West Virginia accent. So, yeah. Around here, it's kind of easy to tell the illegals from the natives. And this is the state with the fewest number of illegals.
Oh, yeah? You know that?
According to the latest numbers that the government put out.
Less than like Alaska or something like that? Or
Apparently.
it's a long ways for them Mexicans to get all the way up to Alaska.
Well, not all illegals are from Alaska or from Mexico.
Are they swimming over from Russia or what?
Well, there's a lot of illegal aliens that come in through Canada.
Okay, how about Hawaii?
I don't know. I didn't compile the numbers. You need to take it up with the Census Bureau. I think they're the ones that came up with these numbers.
Well, how about a state like Rhode Island that ain't but like 20 miles wide? I mean,
Yeah,
how
but they're a
many of them did you
sanctuary.
pack in there?
Yeah, well, they're a sanctuary state, so you never know. They might be one of the places that Florida and Texas sent all theirs to. I think it was Ron 2A Matters that was having an issue with his phone that one night, now that I think about it. And then when I tried jumping in, it was doing the same thing. So it might just be their app, because I think their app is a beta still for the phone. I don't think it's an actual final release.
But Ron 2A Matters is using what, like an iPhone 4 or something like that?
No, he was using Android. think he said he had not the Galaxy, but the next tier down from the Galaxy of the Samsung phones
I don't know nothing about those
or the
flip
S
phones.
series. He had an A series Galaxy, not an S series. The S series is the top tier, and then the A series is like the budget tier. I think that's what he said he had. That's what my kids have. They have A series Samsung Galaxy, which is like the prior or the generation before of the S series. It's same hardware.
You missed a heck of a World Series game last night.
Yeah.
I think that thing went 18 innings.
Whoa. What's the record?
That is record. It tied the longest World Series game ever.
Wow.
We were in my off air till like I think it's 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and it ended up going almost 7 hours.
Damn. Oh,
And
fucking
right
rumble.
now they could be headed for the same thing. I mean, after 6 innings, it's 2-1 Toronto. So
Yeah, fucking rumbles out there saying that he uses an Android and he's got all kind of ads all over his phone. That doesn't sound good because I don't have any on mine. 2/3 of his screen's covered by advertisements.
hmm,
You may want to have that thing checked for malware of some variety. Yeah, that don't sound right.
now Rob's got a point. He said back in my day, the phone was on the wall. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that or it was hardwired to the wall
Yeah.
anyway. You didn't move it.
That,
You didn't own it either. The phone company owned it, and
mm-hmm.
your family might have had it for 20 years,
Yep.
and it was
That,
probably black.
yeah. Fucking rumble. See, I don't have any ads on mine. I don't. You might want to get that checked. I don't know if they sell anti malware for phones or if you have taken into your shop. I'm not as knowledgeable with the phones as I am with the computers, the desktops and laptop stuff. But yeah, you definitely might want to get that checked out if you're having that kind of ad issue.
Isn't
That
a
doesn't sound
smartphone
normal.
technically just a handheld computer anyway?
Yeah, but they work slightly different. I mean, you can check, I suppose, in the Play Store and see if they have some kind of anti malware. In fact, let me do a quick search and see. Because that sounds like you got some kind of something on there that's doing it. Yeah, you can get Malwarebytes Mobile. I would use that and try to see if that fixes your problem. I use that if I get an issue with my desktop, and it works beautifully. The Malwarebytes itself. So it's coming
Or
from
you could
YouTube.
just, or you could just buy a Mac. They don't get viruses.
Now that's not completely true, and you know that.
I have never had any antivirus of any sort running on any of my Macs.
I do not. I do not have an aftermarket one running on my computer.
I don't
It's
have
just
any at all.
like there's also, we've talked about this before. Part of the reason for max security is that there's not as many of them in circulation, so it's not worth the virus writer's time. If there were more of them in circulation, you'd just start running into the same kind of issues.
That and Apple's a little bit tighter with their code and access to it too. And it's a bitch to get apps on their app store.
It says the YouTube player.
YouTube player.
I can't test that because I have YouTube Premium and I don't get the ads, so I don't know.
I know there's a YouTube app. I never heard of YouTube player.
I think that's what he's talking about. I think he's talking about the app.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We never did any troubleshooting of phone issues. Really. If they give too much trouble, we'd wipe them and just restore them from scratch.
Yeah, basically. That's well, somebody brought a phone for repair.
No joke. On an iPhone or an iPad, yeah, you just wipe it and reload the OS. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's basically the same thing on the Android. Just wipe it and just format the whole damn phone and start all over again. But if it's just on the YouTube app, make sure you got the official YouTube app because there will be copycats out there. And you might want to try reinstalling it. That's the advice I can give you. Other than that, I don't know what to tell you. Again,
I can tell you, I got a cat on my lap.
Oh, I got a little white kitten. And I don't think she's made her debut on the actual show. She has in the pre and after credits.
Mine used to be a kitten several years ago.
Yeah. This is the one the doggy found a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. My daughter just took her to clean her face off. She's got issues with her one eye and she gets congested. She's very congested. She has been.
Take her to the vet and make sure she's all right.
Well, the vet said to try different things with her. And she's gaining weight and everything, so I don't think it's a serious issue. And she's very active, so.
Damn good climber.
Yeah, she's for as small as she is, she loves to climb and jump. She's got very strong little legs for jumping.
Once she gets going with climbing, she can get there faster. You can grab her most of the time.
She scared the hell out of Amy the other day. She was on Amy's shoulder, and Amy started going up the stairs, and she jumped off of her shoulders and landed halfway down the stairs.
Dang.
Got up and ran away.
It's not the best place to do that.
No. She's got no sense of fear, it appears. Yeah, Rob makes another good point. Back in his day, an app was short for appetizer. What apps you want to order? Um, how about some fried pickles, cheese curds, and them pretzels you got there? You know?
I remember when fried pickles wasn't a thing. You get mozzarella sticks or oh gosh, potato skins.
Mm-hmm. Oh, chicken wings was an appetizer back in the day. Now you go and they want to put them on your dang entree.
Well, if you're going Buffalo Wild Wings, it probably is going to be your entree.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to pay like $18 for 6 wings. That's why I don't eat there.
Well,
I can get wings a lot cheaper.
she's back again. You gonna say hi? Look up here. Look up here.
Hi, kitty.
She's purring right now.
There's a kitty cat on the screen, George. Good eating size. Better take a look. He says, don't eat cats, Dad.
She just a little thing. She won't even make a appetizer for George. Look how tiny she is.
George could bury that thing in the
Speaking of
litter
jumping,
box.
she just—I don't know if you saw. She just jumped and landed on the
Yep.
TV stand. I said she's a little jumper.
Here's Jacob S.
Yep. I was just about to mention. Just saw him pop in.
It's his birthday.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Happy birthday, Jacob.
Heck yeah.
Now, Rob says that the average person used to be able to repair common TV issues by simply replacing a bulb. Now you have to buy a whole new TV. That would have been a long time ago where you'd have been able to replace a bulb in a TV.
I'm going to say, the average person didn't do it. You hired TV repairman, and the TV repairman would come to your house with this big old bag of tools, and he'd pull the TV out from the wall and work on it right then and there and charge you an arm and a leg to fix it.
Rob says that cat is a government spy planted in your possession. The ASPCA has you on the watch list. Well, if that's the case, they're breaking child labor laws because she is definitely a juvenile.
I think Jacob S. is finally old enough to vote and drink and all that stuff.
He said stores had a free tube tester. Yeah, back in the vacuum tube days.
I never knew too many people who were brave enough to dink with the TVs.
I didn't either. If something wasn't wrong with the TV, you called the repairman to come look at it.
You go screwing around with them tubes, there's a capacitor inside there that can kill you.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons you don't take your power supply apart, folks, in your computer. Don't ever do that. There are capacitors in there that if you just tap them, you're dead. You can replace your motherboard, your CPU, your RAM, your video card, all that stuff. Do not ever open up a power supply.
Oh, I'm old enough to remember we actually had one radio in the house that had tubes in it. It sat in the kitchen, and every day, Mom or Dad, whichever was the first one to wake up, when they went in, she'd go in through the kitchen, then you go back to the bathroom, and they'd turn that dial on that radio and kick it on while they went to the bathroom. And it would take, 30 to 45 seconds for those tubes to warm up enough to where the the radio would start to come on. TVs were the same way. They didn't have that instant on back then.
Yeah, you had to wait for it to heat up.
If you had all the lights out in the room, it was really cool because you could see them glow out the back when those
Mhm.
tubes would warm up.
Yeah, my grandparents had a tube radio, vacuum tube radios. So
But yeah, those were the days you'd keep a radio for 20 years.
hmm
Of course, it probably wasn't cheap.
yeah,
'Cause transistor radios didn't come out until the 60s.
hmm yeah, all those movies you see out there where they have the big radio sets in World War II and they turn them on and they're instantly able to talk. Because those were vacuum
Mm-mm.
tube too.
No, hell no, that didn't happen.
Nope. You had to wait good 5-10 minutes for that radio to heat up. That's why they hardly ever turned them off, which is another thing they get wrong in the movies if the radio's turned off. It's also what made the backpack radios that they had back then so damn heavy. You know, those vacuum tubes and stuff in the things that they were carrying on their back.
And if you were watching TV in the 50s and 60s, if it was after 1 o'clock in the morning, you probably weren't watching TV.
Now you were watching a test
All the
signal, or
stations, all
yeah,
the stations were off the air by then.
yeah,
Generally,
you're watching either a test signal or static.
yep. What do? Go. You either read or go to bed.
hmm
I
Listen
suppose
to
you
the
could listen to the
radio.
radio. Yeah.
If you could find a station that was still broadcasting on the radio too, because certain radio stations went off the air.
Oh yeah, a lot of them did. Of course, a lot of times that's when they do maintenance on the equipment.
hmm
But considering how much of an infancy the technology was back in the 40s and 50s, they actually did a pretty good job of getting TV signals out to people. Although a lot of people didn't own sets yet, but
Well, they started
by the
develop.
50s, most people did. But
Yeah, it started development in the late 20s, early 30s. They took their time getting it out there to work so that they
well, they
could
had to
have.
agree on standards because there were competing
hmm
standards. That
Yep.
was one thing.
That gave them time to get the infrastructure in place to where when it was time to go live with it, they were ready.
Then you had to deal about who had enough money to start up a station because
hmm
a lot of them were network owned. A lot of them were owned by businesses. Networks started up, some failed.
Yeah, I remember right. KDKA in Pittsburgh was the first station to go on the air. Either I don't remember if it was TV or radio, but one of those two. It was either TV or radio. They were the first ones in the country.
If we had real old folks in here, they could tell you about the Dumont Television Network. But it failed. Got absorbed by ABC, I believe. Which ABC at one time was a component of NBC.
And the KDKA is still in operation, by the way. They're an AM news station and the Pittsburgh CBS affiliate.
Oh, I heard something this last week that a lot of local TV stations have either cut back or eliminated their news staffs because they just can't afford to put on a nightly newscast anymore. Actually, in some markets, they're actually buying it from other stations and cooperating on a news broadcast.
KDKA can be picked up all the way up into New York State and Ontario. Wow. That's the AM station.
Mm-hmm. We used to stay up late at night, and you could pick up the AM skip, and we'd get stations from San Antonio and stuff like that. And Dallas, when the local stations would cut power, and then those far off stations would come in, you could.
KDKA first went on the air on November 2nd, 1920. They're coming up on their 105th anniversary.
That was a long time ago.
Uh-huh. Apparently they have an FM station too. 100.1. That used to be a rock station.
Well, a lot of FM stations shifted. The FCC reallocated frequencies.
Well, they didn't used to have an
Moved.
FM. They were strictly AM back in the day. But yeah, 100.1. That was a soft rock, yacht rock type channel back in the day.
I can remember when you first started seeing FM stations, and only a few people could receive them. So most cars didn't have FM radios, or you could buy converters and stuff like that. Now it's pretty much a standard thing. But yeah, I didn't actually get to listen to decent stereo music until I was almost a senior in high school. So. And then you had that problem where car manufacturers back in the 70s got the bright idea to eliminate antennas entirely from vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
And they put these wires in the windshield. That was their radio antennas. You probably don't remember that. They actually
Radio
embedded
antenna.
the radio antennas in the windshield, and they didn't work
Yeah.
worth a damn.
Oh, I know. My stepfather's
Gradually,
brothers had them.
they started putting antennas back on the vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a fuel conservation measure. I might be mistaken. It was a
KDKA
lot of
went on.
fun every time you had to have a windshield replaced and they had to rewire that antenna.
Yeah, I'm looking at the history of KDKA. The reason why they went live on November 2nd was that they could be on the air in time to announce the winners of the upcoming general elections. The presidential and local elections were on November 2nd of 1920. Who won? Let's see, 1920. That would have been Coolidge, wasn't it?
I was dead. Oh, I wasn't alive yet. I guess wasn't dead.
Coolidge.
Well, my parents weren't even alive in 1920.
No, my grandparents weren't either.
Grandparents were. Parents weren't.
No. My grandparents were born in the 20s.
Mom was born in 22 and Dad was born in 23.
Let's see who won that. I know it was a Republican.
Or
Okay, it was Harding. Okay, and it was either Harding or Coolidge. Coolidge followed Harding.
yeah, I was thinking Wilson, but I was off 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Coolest presidential name ever, Woodrow.
Mm-hmm.
President Woody.
It was Reagan's middle name, Ronald Woodrow Reagan.
Wilson.
Wilson Reagan. Was it Wilson?
E.
Whose middle
Wilson.
name was Woodrow? There was one that
I
was
have no idea.
Damn it! Oh fuck it. Yeah, Rob said he has an old setup that buzzes when turning on. Well, heck, you get transistor radios that would do that. Rich was messing around, is what that was. There was somebody who had a similar name to that, but I don't remember who it was. Yeah, doesn't matter. It's still one of those names. I mean, what about Nixon's middle name? Milhouse,
Mm-hmm.
which is where the character from The Simpsons got it. Biden's middle name, Robinette. A female Robin? What? Huh?
Let's see. In Nixon's case, Milhouse was his mother's maiden name.
Yeah, that used to be a thing where kids' middle name would be their mother's maiden name. That was a thing people used to do back in the day. Don't see it very much anymore.
That would have worked great for me. Because my mother had a maiden name that would have worked for a first name. Nixon's parents were Quakers.
Did they make oatmeal?
Didn't say.
Well, they would have to, right? They were Quaker.
4 of the 5 Nixon boys were named after British kings. Richard was named after Richard the Lionheart. Father was a lemon rancher.
Lemon Rancher?
Lemon rancher. You heard correctly.
Were they free range lemons?
I guess. They were in California.
Never heard of somebody who had an orchard being referred to as a rancher before. Guess we'll have to hold the bracket until Sunday. I don't think we're getting anybody else in here.
Guess not.
Should we tell them what the bracket was going to be, or make them wait?
Make them beg for it. I don't even know if we got anybody listening or not.
Yeah, it says there's 6 people, but that one on Rumble is suspect. It says 3 on YouTube still and 2 on X. They probably went over to Hillbillies. Bunch of turncoats. The poll, 33% voted no, that should they yank illegal CDLs at way stations. Out of 15 voters, that means 5 people said no. Makes you wonder what their reasoning is. I mean, if the CDL isn't legal and the people operating the way station are, tasked with making sure that everything with the truck is in compliance, you would think having a valid CDL would be one of the things that they should be able to check is in compliance, right?
Yeah.
Rob says they're probably not legal.
Probably not.
Yeah, I probably can go ahead and end that poll. Or should we wait till the end of the show in case anybody comes in late? What do you think?
It's 2-1. I don't think they're going to sway it one way or the other.
We'll go ahead and end it. Interesting result. And again, it shows that YouTube can't math.
Well, they ought to have holding cells right there at the damn way stations. If they find
Mm-hmm.
illegals, not only yank their licenses, they need to just park their trucks
Oh, they are.
and here, you guys we're gonna give you a place to live for a while right here.
Mm-hmm. And they're yanking the license and making them park the trucks.
I'm sick and tired. I do not understand the logic. I understand you got to have truck drivers. It's hard to get people to drive trucks. So instead of actually offering good money for good truck drivers, let's just hire anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And the most important vehicle, the most dangerous vehicle you could have out there on the highway, the one where you really want somebody who knows what they're doing, let's give it to somebody who can't even speak English. That's a smart
Mm-hmm.
idea. Or
Yep.
read English.
And it's even better when you realize that they have a trucker shortage in California because of the state government of California. So what's their remedy? We're going to give people that can't read English CDLs illegally against federal regulations. Yeah,
It
sounds like
wasn't
a
just
great
them,
idea.
evidently. If New York State
Yeah.
issued a license to somebody, what was their name said on their license? No name
No name
given.
given. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that guy was caught in Oklahoma.
they printed it right on the license.
Mm-hmm. And I think it was Vulcan Rumble was saying up in Massachusetts they've been busting people with bad licenses and IDs.
start holding these trucking companies responsible.
Mm-hmm. Start defunding these states until they get their damn act in gear. It came out today again that contrary to the Democrats saying that illegals aren't voting, that 1,000 illegal aliens were caught on being on the Ohio voter rolls today. I don't know if you saw that story.
Mm-mm.
And of course, the left is throwing a fit because they were removed from the voter rolls.
That's a damn shame.
Mm-hmm. Rob says all the trucks in California have to comply with extra emission standards. Lots of owners don't even bother with California. Oh, that reminds me. The extra emission standards. Bill Gates did a 180 on the whole climate change thing, and now he says, oh, it's not a big deal.
Wow.
Yeah. He said we'll be fine and flourish. That the environment's not an issue. So, yeah, there's always something in the news that makes you go, huh.
Things that make you go,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of the stats that came out too, they believe there's around 62,000 CDLs that have been issued to illegal aliens. Most of them out of the state of California. I believe another state that does it is Virginia, which is crazy because right now they have a Republican administration, and I believe at least one house of their legislature is controlled by the Republicans as well, as is the Attorney General's office. You'd think they would have fixed that little loophole down there. One state away from me. Like 45 minutes away, if I'm going to be honest. Trying to see if there's any other interesting stories going through my X feed. Yeah, it's a bunch of nonsensical stuff right now. Oh, the guy running for mayor up there in New York City says police and prisons don't make us safer. So, of course, he wants to gut the police force and release criminals back onto the streets, which
right.
will make people safer. Uh-huh. I think the situation was recently in North Carolina, the one in Kentucky. There was one, I believe, in Florida where, people that were released went and killed somebody. So I don't think that's going to work the way he thinks it's going to work. That or he wants the mass confusion and insanity. Pick your pick. It's one of the two. Either he's a complete moron who doesn't understand how things work, or he intentionally wants that to happen. I'm going to side on the latter. What do you think?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, not really seeing much.
Quiet.
Must have been a slow news day today.
I think it was.
Yeah, not really seeing much of anything. Except for the continued outcry against Tucker Carlson for his nonsense lately. He had Nick Fuentes on his show recently, and basically he said if you're a Christian that supports Israel, you're not a Christian. Whatever.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Do you see where the Democrat Party is officially going to have an ICE tracker app?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they're going to be tracking ICE agents, letting people know where they're at. I don't think that's legal.
No.
I believe there are already people that have been arrested for doing this. Well, let's see, what time is it? Yeah, I haven't quite hit. I haven't even hit. I don't know. If we hit an hour and a half, I'm not looking at the timer. Nope, we haven't even hit an hour and a half yet. Yeah, Trump says Balkan rather says Trump is in Japan, so they're operating on Japanese time. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, he's over there with their new based. They have a prime minister over there. So he's over there meeting her for the first time.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. He was in Malaysia for some summit, and then he went over it. Then from there, he went to Japan. Did the silly Trump dance on the tarmac in Malaysia as he got after he got off Air Force One.
Cool.
Got to be careful doing that over there. I guess with him being a foreign dignitary, he can get away with it. Yes, barbecue. I'm going to say the word. They're one of them. They're Muslim countries, and you gotta be careful doing that kind of stuff in those countries because music and stuff like that's haram. Like I said, him being a foreign leader, diplomat kind of situation is it's different than if a standard person, normal person were to do that. I think Malaysia is a little bit more relaxed on that stuff than they are in some other countries. I know up until recently, you could be put in prison over there if you spit on the ground.
Wow.
hmm Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, all three of those, they had that law where if you spit on the ground, you could be imprisoned. At one point, it was a death. You could be given the death penalty in Indonesia for it. I think or was it Singapore? It was one of those two. It was either Indonesia or Singapore were at one point where you could be given a death penalty just for spitting on the ground. Because that's like one of the gravest insults you can do to somebody in Islam. Which is why you see them doing it all the time. That or throwing their shoe at somebody. Remember when the guy threw his shoe at Bush?
Through both shoes.
And missed with both. And it wasn't that far. He was a reporter or something, wasn't he?
Not that easy to throw a shoe.
Yeah, he didn't have to throw it that far. Yeah, Rob had said when we were talking about the license that New York probably hands out licenses too. Yep, they do. They do. There was a map that was put up the other day on X by one of the reporters I follow on there, where it had the various states that give licenses to illegals. You had California, Nevada, Utah of all states. That blew my mind. New Mexico, Oregon, Washington, New York, Virginia, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut. The usual suspects. Except for Utah. Utah was the crazy one. It was the one red state on the map that was colored in as giving licenses to illegal aliens. Makes you wonder if there's maybe some kind of loophole that they don't know about that's allowing it.
You never know.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. You got anything else that you can think of to talk about?
Well, I'm like you. It's kind of a slow news day, and I haven't exactly been on top of things today. I've been kind of working around here, and well, to be honest with you, I was taking a nap before your show started, so I don't really know much.
Yeah, and like
And
I
a lot
said,
of people will back me up on that.
most of the day today we didn't have power, so it was kind of hard to keep up with stuff too.
So you could have been doing research for your show. You could have been
Yeah,
looking at
not,
news
not without
stories.
internet.
He's able to play your game.
Until my phone started wearing down. And that was earlier this morning. I wasn't expecting them to be as long as what they were either.
Did they run into problems or what?
I don't know. He didn't say anything about there being any problems. It just took longer than I thought it would.
Just wait till you get your bill. You'll find out what problems they had.
Mm-hmm. 3 Wright-Patterson Air Force Base personnel found dead in Ohio. Whoa.
That ain't good.
No, that's not good. Looking at the headlines on my browser homepage right now. EPA Chief Lee Zeldin blasts Schumer shutdown after agency was forced to furlough 4,000 employees. Oh, that reminds me. Did you see where the largest federal employee union has come out and said that the Democrats need to stop their bullshit and end the shutdown?
Yeah, I saw that.
You know,
It's pretty bad when the labor unions are starting to go after the Democrats.
Yeah, all you people out there saying it's the Trump shutdown and it's the Republican shutdown, if the largest labor union for federal employees is saying it's the Democrats' fault, it's the Democrats' fault. Okay? Can we stop even trying to have a debate on this at this point? I mean, that labor union isn't exactly the most Republican-friendly labor union in the country.
Let's see where our legislature is getting ready to go into special session to discuss some issues too. So much for their late year vacations.
Democratic Rep. Melanie Stansbury claims Trump starving Americans while her party blocks reopening the government. Yeah, that's the same woman who said that they know that people are going to suffer, and it's one of the things that they have where they can leverage the government. So she needs to keep her mouth shut at this point. She basically said, yeah, we know we're doing it intentionally.
Yeah, I love how they try to paint it as Trump's fault.
Mm-hmm. He's neither in the Senate or the House of Representatives. So, and the House did their job. Jamaican government warns residents about crocodiles amid flooding from Hurricane Melissa. Wow.
Oh yeah, that hurricane was supposed to practically wipe them out.
I didn't even know crocodiles were native to Jamaica. They do. They blow them in
Yeah,
from the
you got
mainland?
200-mile-an-hour winds, they could blow them in from somewhere.
That's what I'm saying. Did they blow the crocodiles in from the mainland? All the way to Jamaica?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it made landfall as a Category 5.
Wow. We dodged a bullet there. Oh, it could still end up coming back this way. Maybe. Yeah. Let's see. The Jamaican government has issued a warning to residents in Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Catherine, and St. Thomas as heavy rainfall and flooding caused by Hurricane Melissa could potentially push crocodiles from their natural habitats into cities and towns. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. You don't want crocodiles walking down the middle of your roads. It was stated by Southeast Regional Health Authority that water rising in rivers, swamps, and gullies could result in crocodiles moving to local areas in an attempt to find dry ground. Residents living near these areas are therefore advised to remain vigilant and avoid floodwaters. Well, that's a smart idea to do anyway, warned the agency per local media outlet Jamaica Gleaner. Serha told the public, that's the abbreviation for the agency, told the public not to play or wade in floodwaters. Yeah, they should be telling them that anyway, even if there aren't crocodiles. You would think that because that's generally a good idea because you get sewage and all the other shit in the floodwaters. Not a good thing to be playing in. Nor allow children or pets to get close, issuing the same urgency for other areas where there's been crocodile sightings. The agency also warned residents not to interact with crocodiles, such as trying to catch or harm them if they appear to be displaced. Yeah, not a good idea to try and catch a crocodile, folks. No. But yeah, you don't want to mess with floodwaters because you get dysentery, botulism, a host of other illnesses. Just stay away from floodwaters if you possibly can. Whether there's crocodiles in it or not. If you're in the area and see a crocodile, you should immediately report the sighting to the National Environment and Planning Agency. I'm not going to get the phone number because I don't think we have anybody watching us from Jamaica. Or I guess maybe I can. It's 876-754-7540. Again, that number, if you see a crocodile in Jamaica, is 876-754-7540.
Is that your number?
No.
Yeah.
That's the Jamaican National Environment and Planning Agency's phone number that they said to call if you spot a crocodile.
You think you got people in Jamaica watching this? They ain't got no power.
That's what I said. I doubt if we got anybody watching, but I'll do my civic duty and be a good citizen of the earth. No, I'm not mocking them. But seriously, if you are in Jamaica and you're watching this, stay the fuck away from the floodwaters, whether there's crocodiles in it or not. It's just a good sound thing to do, period. The crocodiles just make it that much more dangerous. Plus, it's a slow news day. I got to talk about something. Crocodiles in Jamaica, it's different. That's something you hear every day. The trans partner of Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin missing. Can't say I'm surprised. This comes from Town Hall. The trans partner of Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin missing by Dimitri Bolt, October 28th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Lance Twiggs, the transgender partner of Tyler Robinson, the man accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk, has seemingly vanished from his hometown just 6 weeks after the killing. Twiggs has kept a low profile since reports revealed that Robinson had informed him of the plot in text messages between the two. He has reportedly avoided his $1,800 a month apartment on the outskirts of St. George, Utah, authorities say. Twiggs has cooperated fully with the investigators, but has declined to speak publicly about the incident. If he's disappeared, I don't think he's cooperating anymore. Robinson on Monday made a brief court appearance where the judge ruled on his request to appear in court in civilian clothing without restraints, with his attorneys arguing that it could sway possible jurors. Judge Tony Graff approved Robinson's first request but denied his second in a partial win for Kirk's assassin. He is set to appear again on January 16th, with his arraignment being set for January 30th. That's a late arraignment date.
Yeah.
Luigi Mangione, the man accused of assassinating the United Healthcare CEO, made similar requests. Twiggs, age 22, who is referred to with masculine pronouns by authorities, moved in with Robinson sometime after he was expelled from his devout Mormon parents' home in 2018. Twiggs' Venmo activity shows several payments over the last 2 years from his parents, with notes like prescriptions and gas money. The most recent payment from Twiggs' father was just a few months before Charlie Kirk was shot. It remains uncertain if Twiggs currently lives with his parents or still resides in St. George, which is about 4 hours away from Utah Valley University, where Charlie was assassinated in September. Editor's note: shutdown is here rather than unrelated. Okay. So, yeah. So is he missing, or just the reporters don't know where he's at?
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, is he in protective custody? I mean, being holed up somewhere. That's always a possibility. If he's cooperating, the authorities still say he's cooperating, that's entirely possible. They have him in protective custody somewhere. For fear of somebody trying to retaliate or some such. Because believe it or not, there's crazy people on both sides. And it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for somebody to try and get back at the killer by going after this guy. Stranger things have happened. Netanyahu orders massive strikes on Gaza after Hamas violates Trump-brokered ceasefire. Now, who saw that coming?
Surprise.
Mm-hmm. New mummified dinosaur specimens found in eastern Wyoming. Poll shows 7 in 10 voters support requiring a doctor's visit for abortion pills. Shouldn't you need a doctor's visit for any prescription medication?
You can do them by telemedicine anymore.
Well, that's still a doctor's visit.
Yeah, technically.
The 3 people that say no are saying you should just be able to go and buy them off the shelf, essentially. I don't think that's a good idea, because those pills have been known to cause issues. Anything like that, you should always have to consult a physician, because your body may not be able to handle what the medication is going to do to you. Not that I agree with the abortion pill being a thing in the first place, because I don't. But if you're going to take it, at least have the common sense to see a doctor about it. For your own health, if nothing else. I guess we can start winding this down. So, anything you want to plug or anything?
Oh, Let's see. If any of my channel members are on here, we have our member stream tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Central. My regular stream Monday nights at 9 o'clock p.m. and got some nice reviews and stuff out there. You might take a look at it. And yeah, thanks for having me.
Yep. Thanks for jumping on. And if barbecue's still out there, sorry you were having issues getting on tonight. I don't know much about the phone app and how it works. I know that they say it's still a beta, so there's still bugs being worked out. I don't really have much control over that aspect of things. So again, this is a work in progress with Rumble Studio. Rumble Studio itself, they say, is still a beta as well. So it could have been something with the studio, could have been something with the app. I don't know. But the only thing I can tell you to do is file a ticket with them and see what they got to say on the issue. But that's it for tonight, everybody. We'll be hopefully back to our normal time this Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So until then, have a safe rest of your week, and we will catch you all later.